May's monthly casserole was the Kentucky Hot Brown Casserole, which was perfect because the Kentucky Derby is held in May. Where is the Kentucky Derby? It is in Lexington at the Kentucky Horse Park. Anyway, this classic open-faced sandwich, which is a product of the Brown Hotel in Louisville, was created in 1920 as a way to feed guests who had been up all night at the hotel's popular evening dinner dance. It still makes a great late night or anytime meal. It is made with thinly sliced turkey breast, a smooth and creamy moray sauce, which is a white sauce with cheese, crispy bacon, tomatoes, and a slice of toasted bread. It's an indulgent mess of a sandwich that requires a knife and fork to eat. A hot brown is a great post-Thanksgiving meal because it's a great way to use up leftover turkey. And this time, they have turned it into a casserole. One of the first things you have to do is prep the turkey because the turkey is going to go into the slow cooker for quite a few hours. So you need a half a cup or 1 stick of unsalted butter that's softened. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme, 2 teaspoons of finely chopped garlic, about 2 garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons of fresh rosemary, 2 teaspoons of fresh sage, a teaspoon of lemon zest, a tablespoon of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper.
She brought me the thyme and rosemary, and she had to go all the way down to the garden to get the sage.
And then we're going to stuff it in the turkey breast. So this is a roughly 6-pound bone-in, skin-on whole turkey breast. It took me a little while to find it, but I actually found it in the freezer section at Walmart. So I defrosted it and we were ready to go. The first thing you want to do is gently pull that skin back so that you can place that butter mixture in between the skin and the turkey itself. Then we're going to pour a half a cup of chicken broth, which didn't seem like much to me, but it worked, into the bottom of my 6-quart slow cooker. We'll add the turkey skin side up. We're going to sprinkle the outside of the turkey with a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Cover the cooker, put it on low, and let it cook for 4.5 to 5 hours or until internal temps of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the turkey from the slow cooker, remove the skin from the turkey and discard. Chop the turkey and set aside, covered.
Honey, you should come here and try this.
That's really good.
Right?
One thing you should constantly be doing is checking seasoning. It needed a little more salt, so he went ahead and just added a sprinkle. In the background, I was cooking up 12 ounces of bacon until it was crisp. Go ahead and make sure you reserve just a little bit of that bacon drippings because you're going to need them. Then I needed to get 16 ounces of bread cubes, so I bought Texas toast and cubed it up. I was waiting for the butter to melt for my bread cubes. I went ahead and I cracked out the 6 large eggs that I needed for this dish. Now, 2 of those eggs are white because they were store-bought and I had bought them before my chickens went crazy. Now I'm up to my eyeballs in chicken eggs. To that, we're going to add 2 cups of milk, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of dried mustard, and we're going to whisk it together. Oh, that pepper in a cut. Now that my half a cup of butter is melted, it's time to go ahead and add that to the bread cubes, along with 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and we're going to toss that together on our baking sheet. Stick it in the oven for about 16 minutes until it's lightly toasted. Hey Alexa, set a 16-minute timer. Now back to the egg mixture. We're going to add in 2 ounces of Parmesan cheese, 10 ounces of chopped cooked turkey, the chopped bacon, 3 tablespoons of those bacon drippings, and of course our bread cubes. Now, Keep in mind that your turkey might still be hot, so what I did is I measured mine out in a separate bowl along with my bacon and my bacon drippings, and then I made sure to stir my eggs while I was adding that hot meat in so that I didn't accidentally scramble them.
Put the bacon in there too. It says 10 ounces of chopped turkey,
And I'll
cooked chopped bacon, and 3 tablespoons of bacon drippings. Now, because we got 16 minutes on the bread still, and then we have to go 45 minutes.
I believe so.
You can stir while you pour.
In hindsight, what I should have done was added my bread cubes to that egg mixture, but I just didn't have room in the bowl that I had mixed everything in. So I went ahead and I added it to my pan, and then my husband has gloves that he can put on underneath his rubber gloves to keep his hands from getting burned, and he mixed it all together for me.
So we need a 35-minute timer.
Yes.
Hey Alexa, set timer, 35 minutes.
Currently at this time my camera quit recording, so what I did was I whisked together some flour and butter to make a roux. Then I added in 1 cup of whole milk, whisked it together, and then added Parmesan cheese, black pepper, and salt to make a cheese topping for the casserole. Once the casserole came out, we topped it with that diced tomato and parsley, and then it was time to serve. And this was amazing.